Welcome back. If you're wondering why I've got a 1 to 3 block clamped onto my pallet, it's only for illustration purposes. Now I was doing a wick-wack engine and I was looking for a side mill surface on the larger parts or areas of my workpiece, so I couldn't clamp it into a vise. So I've used my pallet very extensively on that project. Now, when you use a pallet and you use a strap clamp, you're going to have clearance issues. If you look at my setup here, if I want to do side milling here, strap clamp isn't going to be in the way. Even if I put a strap clamp at the back, it's still going to crash into the front of it, especially get close to, or you have a thin part that you're working on. Now, if you look at your radius of your collet from the edge up to the end mill, it's quite significant. So you are going to crash into your bolt. So now this is a simple project. If you a machinist for years, then this should be obvious, but I've got a lot of guys that's starting fresh on these things, got no experience, so I'm just sharing my experience with them. And making a new tool is always fun. So let me show you my solution. By the way, this setup here is 26 millimeters in height, and that's with my shortest strap clamp that I've got, or thinnest strap clamp. I've got this 8 millimeter thick piece of alloy plate. It's extremely hard and tough, and I've used it to make my press plates on my hydraulic press, and these things don't bend easily, and it's extremely hard. It will dull a HRC 44 end mill. So I've acquired HRC 55 end mills to do this project. So this is going to be used to make H clamps. If you're experienced in machining, you should know what it is. If not, you're going to learn something. Okay, my first order of operations will be to cut it shorter and to split it in half, because I want to make myself a set of 2. Just if you look at my hole pattern here, I just want it a little bit longer than the outer edges of the holes. You see, this is the reason why I don't like the traditional toolmakers clamps with the rod on the one end or to the rods on opposing ends. I prefer mine on the same side, because on my bandsaw setup, if you look at it here, the tripod just broke. If you look at it here, there's no way that I can fit it in this little space here if you use the traditional toolmaker's clamp. Let's get my height set here. Okay, I'm done with the two parts, the H clamps. Now I'm going to show you the advantages. Right, traditionally on a pallet you'll use a toe clamp, something similar to this. This is from my CNC machine, where you've got a bolt at the back to form your toe, and you've got your bolt in the front in the slot that's going to press down on your part here. Now this is the smallest one that I've got, or the only ones that I have got, but I've made my brother a set, and the nature of a toe clamp is reasonably thick, whereas your H clamp, because it's plate, you save a couple of millimeters there. Compared to your traditional strap clamps, the thinnest one is also about around 11.5 millimeters, and the heavy duty ones are 18.5 millimeters. And that's excluding your nut. Your nut is already 14.3 millimeters. As you can see, if you were to use this setup here, your end mill is not going to reach your part. Now, granted you use a smaller or your thinner strap clamp with one of these buttonhead Allen caps, you can have a part thickness of 18.5 millimeters still. And with the strap, it's going to be close to 14 millimeters. So you do have a clearance advantage using these strap clamps, not strap clamps, H clamps. Now, with your traditional strap clamps, you need to use the heel, and it becomes quite a mission, especially if you're right here on the edge of the table. Now, if you pass the fulcrum point here, your heel is going to fall off, and you're not going to be able to clamp it. Now, usually my workaround was to put two of them on top of each other on the side here, on the end, and to prevent it from falling off. And your setup can become quite complicated and dicey, so I don't really like doing that. Now, another advantage of using these clamps, apart from the clearance issues, is the fact that you can use your bolt pattern, set this thing up as a fence, and get set angles to put your part against, and it will give you a very repeatable setup, especially if you're doing production runs. So once this is bolted and indicated in, then you can just put up your part against it every time, use the next one to put it down, clamp it. So it gives you a lot of options. And if you want to use these bolts and you find them very expensive and buying a lot of them is out of your reach, coupling nut, piece of threaded rod, and you're sorted. So this is my solution for strapping it on a pallet, and then coming to your angle plate. This thing is a match made in heaven for angle plate, because using strap clamps on angle plate is an extreme nightmare. I've done that because I haven't made these things before. Now this will be a quick solution, because you can have your one bolt ready, more or less in position, put your bolt in with your part in place, I'm Bob's your uncle. I hope this gives you options for your clamping solutions, because machining is 90% fixturing or clamp or work holding, and 10% machining. The machining part of it is easy. It's getting your part into a position where you can get with your cutter to your part. Once you can get that resolved, then the machining part is very easy. So I hope you enjoyed this build. Very simple. Some simple, some is difficult, but the easy ones can make your life much easier. So until next time, cheers.